the school systems. He's working on jobs. You know, you hear all these things, LGB and all these different things, movements we got. Satan working in all the areas. He works through people. See, so a lot of times we attacking the people and not getting to the root of the problem. The devil is working through it. So when we praying and when we put on our armor and everything, we need to be ready for battle against these principalities and powers and weakness in high places. And like I said, they're in high ranking. They're in government. Because you can't see the devil. You see the manifestation of what he do, but you can't physically see him. It's two different kingdoms. It's a kingdom of darkness, Satan's kingdom, and it's a kingdom of light, Jesus' kingdom. And so we got to be on guard. All right? It says, therefore, take on the whole armor of God that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. And what this is saying is when you get suited up in your armor, and you done did everything you can do, and you did everything you know to do. You done prayed, you done fast, you done put your armor on. He said, and just keep standing. See, don't. See, our armor is not. You don't have any armor in the back. I mean, you don't retreat, you don't back down, you don't run. You're supposed to be standing in the face of battle at the enemy, and you're gonna make him retreat. You're gonna make him run off. You're gonna make him advance to the rear, as we call it. That's retreating. You ain't supposed to be tucking, you know, got the arm on and running, and he advancing, and got you retreating. So you need to have that whole arm on every day, everywhere you go, 24 hours. And it might sound crazy, sleep in your armor, because it's supernatural. It ain't physical. Okay? Now he gonna explain, I'm gonna break down. He says, stand therefore having the loins girdled about with the belt of truth, having on the breastplate of earth. So we're gonna talk about the loins girdled about. He's talking about walk in truth, live a life based in truth. So the belt of truth, I'm going to explain it in the natural, then we're going to go in the supernatural. The belt of truth, we talking about the Roman soldiers here. Paul was writing this. This is a letter to the church. And when he was writing, Paul was chained up between some soldiers, and they getting ready to take him to Caesar, because he was a Roman, he was a Jew, but he was also a Roman citizen, and he had illegally arrested and did some things to him as a citizen. And he was going to Caesar to repeal his case. So sometimes it's good when you have to trust God, and it's times you can take your legal rights as a citizen, and well, you know, just because you say it don't mean you're stupid. I want you to think about it. But anyway, it says, girdle up your loins. It says, having the loins girdled about with the belt of truth. So the Roman soldier had a belt on, and his belt held his sword at his side. We're going to talk about the sword later. He also, the belt kept his clothes up, kept him from falling off. You know, he wasn't sagging. You know, God don't want us sagging over him. So he wasn't sagging, you know what I'm saying? So he had his belt on. The belt also probably had what they call a quiver thing. It's a thing when they kept the arrows in it. They make it on the belt and quiver, or even sometimes they wear it over their shoulder. So in other words, the belt was representing the belt of truth, that you need to have your whole life based in, we're talking spirit, your life needs to be based in truth. The truth is the word. It's whatever the word and whatever the Holy Spirit says. So every time you go to church, anywhere, even here, you always pull your Bible out and check it with the truth. See if it measures up. You know, whatever somebody tell you something, see, the devil will tell you a lie. The whole thing is a lie, but he'll throw the Bible in there. He'll put a scripture in there, but he'll warp it. He's always a liar, so he's gonna put a lie. He's gonna put a lie. The whole thing is a lie, but he'll throw a scripture in there to give you some credibility. So y'all know that. But if you look at it and you study it out, you'll find out it's a lie. Okay. So you want to always base everything in the truth. So the belt in the natural is to hold your clothes up, hold everything together, keep it. So you want to base your life in truth. That's the principle of. That's how you put your thing. He said, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Okay, they had to wear sandals back in them days, and the sandals that they wore, they had to be able to. They were kind of like cleats on people's today, like the football players were. They had them cleats, and they kind of got them spikes in it. Well, the cleats, they had to have these kind of sandals because we're talking in the natural, the soldiers' uniform. They had to have these sandals where they could march up to 20 miles or so. They had to be comfortable before they didn't get bunions and calluses on their feet. But they also had to have gripping power because when they would go up against the enemy, they would lock shields, and I'm going to talk about that later, and they would create a wall. And they had to have a gripping power because the other enemy would push them back, and they had to be able to push forward and